it is now time for our first data analysis project. Whenever you want to create a project in R, I personally recommend to start by creating a folder in which all your project and everything related to it will reside. And this is exactly what I did. This is an empty folder, and I'm going to rename it, and I'm going to call it gapminder_analysis, and that's the name of our project. The project is actually going to involve the analysis of actual data. So inside my project folder, I can also create a subdirectory called data and save my data inside that folder. So let's just do this, and you can find a download link to the data file in the video description below. Alright, so let's quickly take a look at our data. Now, the data file is of the CSV format, which stands for comma separated value file. And this is a very popular data format that you will see on the internet, and there are many other data formats that you can come across. But let us work with the CSV file in this part of the tutorial. And CSV files can be opened with spreadsheet programs. So I'm using Excel, and you can see my data here. So we have 6 columns, and we have many rows. We'll know the number of rows later. And we have information on countries, the continents these countries belong to, year, and then some economic data. So this is life expectancy in years, that's the population size, and this is the GDP, which stands for gross domestic product per capita. And this is an indicator for the level of economic welfare in a country. Great, now that our project directory has been set up, it is time to tell RStudio that this is our project directory, gapminder analysis. So let us open RStudio, and let us create a new project. In order to create a new project, you can click on File, then New Project, or you can just click on this icon right here. And this window shows up, and there are 3 different options. So new directory, existing directory, or version control. Because we already created a directory, we click on existing directory, then we browse to look for that directory that we just created. It was on the desktop, and it was called gapminder analysis right here. So once you locate the project folder, you click on it, and then you click on the open button and create project. So what will happen is RStudio will create a fresh session, we'll start a fresh session for your project. The first thing that changed in the user interface is what is written up here. This is the name of my project folder that I just pointed RStudio to, gapminder_analysis. Something else actually happened in the actual folder. There's a new file which was automatically created, which is an R project file. Do not confuse this with a .r file, which is a script in which you write your code. This file here just tells RStudio that this folder, this directory, is the root folder or the main folder for your project. It's really important to do that. You can also see that in the bottom right pane, especially in the Files tab, that we can now see the content of our project directory. This is the R project file that I just showed you. This is the data folder that we created earlier, and the gapminder dataset is in it. Alright, so our RStudio project has just been created, and we are ready to do work. And after doing a little bit of work on your project, if you want to close it, there are several ways you can do it. You can click on the project name here and then close project. When you do, RStudio will revert back to its default session, and you see the name of the project does not show up here anymore. And if you want to open your project, you can just click on project none and look for your project name here, gapminder analysis. You click on it, okay, the project session is going to open up, and R is going to point to the folder that you specified as the root directory for your project.